and we are gonna get started. So thank you ladies so much for hopping on to our Sunday night team call. I just look forward to seeing your faces more than anything, but Emmy and I are looking forward to speaking on this topic tonight. But before we get started, we're of course gonna do recognition. I do have a few announcements just to kind of keep you guys in the loop if you kind of forgot some of the things that are happening in February. So first thing, obviously we're in the middle of Team Cup, and so keep pushing to hit Success Club with your teams. There are some awesome additional prizes for hitting Success Club with your Team Cup team. The first one, if you hit Team Cup, you get like a 10 rounds tank, which I talked to my girls. If you guys are coming to the Minnesota Super Saturday, Joel Freeman is coming, and I'm of course gonna wear my tank. And then I can't remember what the second one is, like a bag, I think. And then the third one is like a huge thing at corporate in California, blah, blah, blah. The second thing that I kind of want to talk to you guys about is, I'm not sure if you've heard about the Success Club retention points. Yes, no. Yeah, kind of. Okay, so what's happening is all of your coaches and customers that are enrolling in February, they are going to move to a pool in March called a retention pool, and based on their retention, so like their products that they order in March, it will accumulate volume. And depending on how much volume those people accumulate, you can potentially get up to 2 Success Club points from those people. So this is just a test round for these next 2 months to see if they're going to continue with it. But that would be such a huge help that like you guys just earn 2 Success Club points by keeping your customers and coaches enrolled the next month. And so then you only have to help 2 more people on top of that to, hit Success Club. So that is just a trial run for these next 2 months. So just be aware of the people that you're signing up this month to pay attention to that next month. Make sure you're reaching out to them, making sure that you're getting that volume, because they might do it for Success Club 2 for next month. So just be aware of that. The next thing is 10 rounds. Obviously that's coming out for coach exclusive window in the middle of March. And we have a 10 rounds Facebook group. It's called 10 rounds hookup, beginning soon, whenever we're going to start posting in it, as soon as things start coming out. So make sure you're inviting people into that group and talking about it on your stories and all of that. And then the last thing I just want to mention is the Success Club trip opt-in list. You guys should have all received an email by now. Make sure you opt into that. It could be a fun little getaway for you and your soon-to-be hubby, or just single girls party, or taking your hubby on a trip, or whatever you guys want to do. Family trip, everything. So make sure you opt into that. Even like if you hit 2 Success Club points last year, make sure you opt in. So that is that for announcements. If you guys have any questions, let me know. We're going to hop into leaderboard. Since mine's up, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So for my team, Fitness, I'm at Success Club 8 with 3 new coaches. Stacy is at Success Club 6 with 1 new coach. And then Chelsea and Allie are at Success Club 2, and Jenna has 2 new coaches. So amazing job, ladies. We still have half of the month left. Hello, leap year. So February, we have an extra day. And for Flower City Fit, we have Emmy and Nicolle at Success Club 6 with 3 new coaches. So hitting their non-negotiable. Way to go, ladies. Also, reminder, in both of our team pages, we have a Success Club doc. So make sure you're filling that out because it makes our lives so much easier instead of having to go through our back office. So we are going to get started, and we're going to talk about 8 reasons why your business is not working. So I'm going to pass it off to Emmy, and she's going to start with number 1.
Hey, sorry, I was running around like crazy. Griffin back there was like flipping out. I don't know why. But that should be fine now, so we're gonna be good. Okay, I'm super excited to talk about this. Nicolle and I were chatting and planning this, and this is gonna be like a little tough love, but we all need a little bit of tough love in our lives sometimes, So just know going into it, like, we love you guys. It's just sometimes you just need like that slap in the face. And I know I do. So the number 1 reason why your biz is not working is because of your upline. Your upline coach they're not helping you out, right? They're not giving you enough enough like good tips. They're not training you enough. No, guys, it's not your upline. It's not your upline, okay? I feel like we sometimes can feel like it is, and hopefully you don't feel that way about Nicolle and I, but I feel like, it's easy to feel like sometimes like, gosh, like I wish my upline would do blank, or gosh, I wish like, I don't know, Amy was more available for me, or I wish that she would Facebook message me back in 2 seconds, which like she just doesn't because she's busy. She's running her own business. She now has twins. She has a husband, 2 dogs. Like she's got a lot on her plate. And so I personally like never expect Amy to like always be available for me 2 seconds after I message her. You know what I mean? And so think about Ashley Molstad, you guys, top coach in the company, and her upline it was never active. So she figured out how to grow an extremely successful business basically by herself. And so I don't know. I think like how many people are mamas on this call? Have kids? A couple. Okay. Who is like a want to be mama someday? Okay, a lot of us. Nicolle Reynolds is currently a soon to be mama. She's preggo. But anyways, when you have kids someday, so like imagine this. When you have kids, you want them to grow away from you eventually, right? Like obviously when they're little, you want them to be dependent on you. You want them to always like, obviously like, mommy, I need your help with blank. But when they're 18 or 25, you don't want them like, we'll say 25. You don't want them living at home anymore. You want them to be on their own. You want them to be thriving, working a job that they love. Maybe they're married. Maybe they just bought a house. You don't want them to be depending on you like for every little thing. And so I think that with your upline, and I know this is weird because like I'm some of your uplines and Nicolle is some of your upline, but with your upline and just the way you like kind of think about your upline coach, it's okay like at the beginning to ask us tons of questions. Like we want that. We want to help you guys out, but eventually like you know what to do to be successful. You know like the actions to take. If you're doing the 4 vitals, like you're gonna hit Success Club. If you're inviting, you're gonna make an income. And so another person who did not have an active upline, Chelsea Pearson, okay? Chelsea flippin' Pearson. She is, if you don't know, she is your upline. So like great grandma coach. She is in the Millionaire Club, like she has been. Her and Rob, her husband, just won, I think, a leadership award at Summit last year. They're freaking crushing it. Like 2 of the top leaders in the entire company, and her upline didn't help her at all. So I think that for us, sometimes like I look at someone like Chelsea or someone like Ashley Molstad, and I'm like, dang, okay, like I have no excuses. I can be successful if I want to because it's all within my control. And the last thing I'll say about that is, my mom and I have like a super close relationship. I would say that I'm like the closest with her. I love my dad too, but my mom, like I can call her like anytime. Like when I'm struggling or when I'm having a rough day, like the first person I think of is probably my mom to call. And she loves that. She wants me to call her when I'm struggling, but she's not going to hold my hand and like do my stuff for me. She's going to listen. She's going to be there. She might offer me some tips, but like it's up to me to get through it because it's like my life. And so I think the same can be true with your upline. Like you guys, we love you. Hopefully you know that. We love you guys so much and we want to see you succeed, but it's really not up to us how well you are doing as a coach and how your business is doing. That is 100% up to you. So I'm going to pass it off to Nicolle. She's going to tell you the next one.
Seriously, love that analogy. Completely feel the same way when it comes to kids and to you guys. Like, I want you to experience what I'm experiencing with you. Like having a team call of like 12 ladies on here and just like having my own team. Like Amy wanted that for us. And I want that for you, to have that community that you're just like, this is just amazing. So the next thing is, the reason why your business is not working is because your family doesn't support you, right? Like your husband doesn't understand, your mom, your stepdad, like They don't get it. Your stepdad called you and was like, what the F, literally, what the F are you doing? You're about to ruin your life as soon as you signed up. Like, that is the reason why your business isn't working. Wrong. That's not the reason, but that's exactly what happened to me when I started coaching. My stepdad called me on my drive home from work when I was still working full time and used the real F word and was like, you're about to ruin your life. And now I'm like, I'm home with my baby. Like, here you go. But I love him. He's a great man. But what did I write here? Let's see. So I feel like a lot of the time, so you guys know I'm obsessed with the Be Obsessed or Be Average book. And in that, it talked about how there's a lot of people in your life that are going to doubt you, and they're going to be what's considered naysayers, and they don't do it because they, are out to hurt you and to like make you feel like what you're doing is something wrong. Is they're just trying to do it to protect you. And so our job is to hear those people, but not let them get to us. And so they might be thinking these things because our job is unconventional. It's not something that, we go to our job 9 to 5. We have a retirement plan all figured out. We have, 2 weeks of vacation paid. Like, that's not how this works. And so they see that, and they see that it's unconventional, and they get nervous for you, and they want to protect you, and they want to kind of keep you isolated and not get hurt. And so instead, what we have to do is we have to share with them. We have to tell them what this means to us, why we're doing this. And if still a conversation isn't enough, show up silently for them and show them. Like, that's what I did with my stepdad. I kept my mouth shut for like a year and a half. And then when I turned in my resignation letter, I was like, yeah, I matched my income 8 months ago. Like that's not, that was something that I just silently did and was like, hey. And like, now my grandparents look at me and they're like, what the heck is this girl doing? But I showed up over the last 3 years now, and improving to him and to proving the rest of my family that like, hey, I can do this. And then something I thought about while I was writing this down is there are things in other people's lives that you might not 100% support. This isn't a great example, but like Chris, one of the things that he loves to do is play video games. When I compare that to my job, it's not very productive, right? I don't think it's productive. I don't think it's going to move our family forward, but it's something that he enjoys. And honestly, it might be a little bit productive because it decompresses him, and the man works really hard at his job, and he needs something to decompress him. So even though I don't see it as moving our family forward, I've accepted that over the last 10 years of our relationship, that he wants a little bit of time to play video games. And I need a lot of time to work my business. And so we work that out together, and I support him, and he supports me now. So just if you're struggling with the people in your life not supporting you, honestly, have a conversation, show up, and if they love you, they will support you. So, going to pass it back off to Emmi, and she's going to talk about number 3.
All right. The third reason why your business is not growing is because you do not have enough followers or enough friends on social media. You only have 300 followers on Instagram, and so you reached out to every single one of them, and that's why you're not a diamond coach, right? That's why you're not making an income. That's why you're not hitting Success Club. Wrong. Okay. Can we just talk about Sarah freaking Wealthful with 326 followers on Instagram, who, by the way, probably had less than that when she hit diamond? Leah Ostrom. Is that how you say her last name? Ostrom? Okay. She has 1,026, but she probably had less than that when she hit diamond. Chelsea Karnowski has 848 followers on Instagram. Listen, these diamond coaches on our team do not have a ton of followers, but they are leaders. They're in the top 1% of the company. So it does not matter how many followers you have on social media. Yeah, girl, I know, I love it. It doesn't matter how many followers you have on Instagram. It matters how hard you're working. It matters how many invites you're doing every single day. and honestly, like truthfully, I've thought this. I actually am really frustrated with how many followers I have right now because, not gonna lie, I compare myself to Nicolle. She's my success partner, and who doesn't do that? But she's like crushing it. She's got like 7,000, and I've literally been stuck at the same number forever, and that's okay. But my like I gain new followers and then I lose. It's just it pisses me off. But I have really tried, and I've really had to like change my mindset around with that, because it doesn't matter how many followers you have on Instagram, you guys. Like, there's some coaches like really, really successful coaches that like have less followers than I do. Okay. So it really doesn't matter. Like, yes, Amy Bailey has 80,000. Okay. She does, but her upline has less than she does. Okay. Like, it's just, I think we really just need to believe like that we can do it regardless of how many friends we have on Facebook, regardless of how many followers we have. When Nicolle hit diamond, she had around 1,000 followers. I probably have between 800 and 1,000 as well. And so just know that like you can 100% be successful if you don't have enough followers, and it takes time. Like, growing an Instagram following is not going to happen overnight, but if you are in it for the long haul, and if you don't give up and continue to push and work hard, continue to build trust with your followers and show up every single day, your following will grow. Another thing that I have been trying to focus on this year specifically is adding value. Like, I'm trying to add more value in my posts, because if you're not adding value like to people's lives and you're just asking them to buy something, your Instagram isn't going to grow, because no one loves to see like a sales pitch every single time. And so really think about like the people who are following you, how can you serve them? Like, who are they? What season of life are they in? What things do they want? One thing that I did recently was I posted on my story and I asked a few questions, and I think I gave them some options. I was like, okay, do you want to see more of Griffin or more of me and Luke? Do you want to see more workouts or more nutrition stuff? Do you want to see more singing or more Griffin? Or I don't know. So I gave them some options of like my niche, my market of people. And I asked them, what do you guys want to see more of? And then from there, I like wrote it down, and I'm trying to like post more recipes, even though I'm like, I don't really use recipes, but people are like, post like recipes for meal prep. And I'm like, I don't meal prep. I don't really make you use recipes, but here's like a random Shakeology recipe that I made once, right? So just, you have to like think about the people that are following you. Those are your people. Another thing, like, wear and share your Beachbody gear out in public. Like, when I go to like worship practice at church, I'll wear like my sweater that says coach on the back. A lot of people now that I've built a relationship with at church, like this past weekend, I was there for a youth thing and I was helping with worship. And one of the guys on the worship team, like, he always asks me about Beachbody, and I don't know how he actually feels about it, but I know he works out, and I watched his Insta story and he was drinking pre-workout once. And so he brought up coaching to me and Instagram or something. And I was like, hey, I was going to ask you, I saw you drink pre-workout, or maybe he asked me about it. I don't even remember, but I was like, hey, like, I love our pre-workout. Like, I actually and I was telling him about it, and he was like, oh, my pre-workout, I don't know, like, it makes me really jittery or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, our Energize, and you guys know, but I just like went off about how I'm obsessed with it and how it doesn't make me jittery and how it's all natural and blah, 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 blah. And I actually brought Energize with me, which I was going to use, but I was like, I'm going to give it to him. I have samples, and I gave him 2 samples, and like, I have no idea if he's going to like it, if he's going to purchase it, but it sounds like he's like, how much is it? So you guys, like, that, you'd never know, like, if you wear like a hat or a t-shirt or whatever in public and you're in line at Target, you never know who's going to like see you and ask like, what is that? Yes. Bleed Beachbody blue. And yeah, so I just kind of went off on a rant, but basically, wear and share. Don't be afraid to talk to people in person as well. Like, it's not just about social media, it's about who you know, and when you're chatting with people in person, you never know like who could help you like hit your next goal in the biz. So, and then last thing, like we all get a ton of Beachbody packages every single week or every single month. And like, you never know if your male person is like, what is this bright green box? What's Shakeology? Like, it's this really weird sounding word. Like, you never know, like if you go out and grab your packages from your UPS guy, like they might ask you like, what is this? Like, I deliver this to you once a month. Like, what is this random thing? And like, so don't be afraid to chat with people in person, and just remember, like, the amount of followers you have does not need to define how successful you are. So Nicolle, you're next.
So good. All right, so the next reason why your business is not growing is because you don't know how to take a sweaty selfie, right? You don't want to post sweaty selfies. You don't know how to take them. You're too scared to share your story. Wrong. That should not be the reason why your business isn't growing. This could apply to so many things that you don't like posting, you don't like talking on your stories, or whatever things that make you nervous about Instagram or social media. One thing that I don't like doing is waking up at 5:30 in the morning before my child wakes up to work out. That's something I don't like, but guess what? I do it anyways because it's going to help me grow. What I think about with this is that, like, getting up at 5:30 in the morning before Clara wakes up is going to push my life forward. It is going to make me a better mom, a better wife, a better person. And if that is going to push me out of my comfort zone, then it is something that I am willing and ready to do. And so this is something very similar when it comes to social media. If posting on Instagram or learning how to talk on your stories is going to give you a life that you dream of, why wouldn't you do it? Why would you stay in your comfort zone when you know that life that you're dreaming of is going to be so much better, so much more, so many more things that you want out of your life? I know that there's so many women on here. Emmi did a poll of, everyone that wants to be moms. There's a couple of moms and then one soon to be mom. I know so many of you want to be at home with your babies in the future, just like I am right now. And so to think about one sweaty selfie a day, 10 stories on social media, if that's what's holding you back from that type of life, obviously there's a lot more work that goes into it after those sweaty selfies are taken. You have to jump out of your comfort zone. You have to be vulnerable. You have to start there. You have to do that. And then the work comes after that. So you can't expect greatness from your comfort zone. So then, you just have to put in the work, and you have to, the more vulnerable you get with social media, I feel like the more, like what Emmi was talking about your growth on social media, I feel like that's how you get more followers. It's the more vulnerable that you're allowing yourself to get. And so one of the things that I'm thinking about is like sharing your true, real, genuine story. Like Leah is incredible at that. She shares like who she is down to her soul. And it's so incredible. And you can see that like with her success in her coaching business. You can see how, she's able to relate to other people and, get deep down to those scary things that a lot of people don't want to talk about. And so, if that starts at a sweaty selfie, like imagine where it could be 6 months or a year from now. Sharing your true, vulnerable, genuine self is going to get you to so many things, like so many places in this business. Emmi already talked about Ashley Molstead. Like she is the most like authentic self that she could be. Like she is not my person, but she's many people's people. And so like just thinking about the people that you can impact just by starting by posting that one sweaty selfie. So that is what I have for that. Emmi is going to go with what, number 5? Number 5.
All right. The 5th reason why your business is not growing is because you do not know enough people. Right? That's why. Nope. Another thing I hear a lot is like Beachbody just isn't like really big around like where I'm from, so no one really knows what it is. No, okay. I've heard that from a few people, and that's actually a great thing if Beachbody is not big from where you're from, because like then you can be the Beachbody person in your town. It's okay if you don't know a ton of people in your life. You actually probably you feel like it's the opposite, where there's like, is it like oversaturated in your area kind of a thing, Erin? Yeah. And that's okay. Like that, that's cool. Oh, just on Instagram. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like, I think that I remember feeling that way. And a lot of my coaches say to me, like, I don't know, I go on my Explore feed and like all I see is coaches. Or I got like all these new followers, but they're just coaches. And I think that's okay. Nicolle and I, like probably Nicolle too, I have a ton of followers that are coaches as well. But then I have a ton of followers that aren't. And you can find people on your Explore feed that are not coaches, and you can find people in your life that you actually probably you do know, but you just like don't think you know them. So think about like your coworkers, the people that you are with every single day. When I was working at Holy Childhood, this woman, I worked at a school for a little bit. There was this woman who like I didn't really know super well, but she always came to stand at the reception desk when I was up there. And I don't know how I think I was drinking Shakeology one day or something. And she was like, oh, you do Beachbody? So long story short, she ended up switching to me. She was like with someone else who wasn't active anymore. She ended up switching to me as her coach. She became a discount coach for a while. She's not anymore. But the point being, like, I didn't even think about her, like she was a coworker, she's someone random. And so think about the people that you interact with every single day, that you spend 8 hours a day with every single day. Or think about the things that you're involved in outside of work where you see people. Nicolle and I are introverts. I don't know if you all knew that. Both of us are introverts. So that means like we love spending time at home, like alone most of the time. Yes, like we have friends. Yes, we have communities. We go to church. Like, we're not like weirdos that don't ever talk to people, but we're introverts. But it doesn't matter if you're an introvert or you don't have a ton of friends or whatever. We're not hermits. It doesn't matter. You actually do probably know more people than you think. There is something in the Coach Online office called the memory jogger. And so I want you to write that down in your notes and go check it out after this team call or tomorrow morning, because it will help you come up with people in your life that you never even thought of to ask, hey, like, I'm running this group, would you like some more info? Or like, hey, what are your health goals? Like, I'd love to chat with you about them, or whatever. When I first signed up as a coach, I remember, I don't even know if it was coach prep school or what, but I just wrote down, like, the assignment was to write down 100 names. So I wrote down 100 names of people in my life. And I was like surprised as I thought through it, like, oh yeah, it's like Aunt Shelly, or my, the friend that I used to be super close with in high school, or whatever. As I've been a coach, I have like probably like 6 really close friends to me. I have had one of them sign up with me, and she's not even doing it anymore, but she signed up like a long time ago just for a challenge pack. I have one family member that has joined, my mom. She's like been super consistent with it, but no one else in my family. I've had one close friend. And so cold market is really like, that's where I've grown my business. I know Nicolle has as well. And so even if you don't know people in person, you have people in your sphere of influence on social media and in your life that their lives could totally change with what the tools that you have like in your pocket to help them. Like, think about how your life has changed for the better in all of these ways. Think about what Beachbody has added to your life and helped you with, and the problems that it's helped solve for you. And think about all the people in your life that might have those same problems too, that you could help. So there are millions of people in the world, guys. So lots of people. All right, Nicolle, I'm going to pass it off to you for number 6.
All right, the 6th reason why your business isn't working is because you're not fit enough. You don't have abs, you don't have Chelsea or Aaron's arms, you don't have the big J-Lo booty like that everyone dreams of. No, that's not why. It's not because you're not fit enough. Because guess what? Our job isn't to help people just get fit. Like, there is so much more that our job allows people to do. And I'm realizing that more than now postpartum than ever before. If it was our job to be fit, I would have failed however many months ago, like 18 months ago when I got pregnant. Like, no, I wouldn't have a job right now, because not that I wasn't fit during pregnancy, but I wasn't the typical, like, you know, no pregnant woman is like, this is what you look like when you're pregnant. And that wouldn't have fit the fit like memo. So this job is not about being fit. It's not being about fit enough. It's about showing up. Our job is to allow people to use our resources, or show people the resources that we use and help them reach their goals. All of us have different goals, and we are just like the middleman to help that happen and to cheer them on and to encourage them. And so being focused on I'm not fit enough should not be an excuse, should not be something that makes you feel like your business isn't working, because that's not it. That can't be it. So I think that's just something that we have to realize. I wrote get over, but I don't like that. That's too tough lovey for me. Like, this whole thing, Emmi kind of had to talk me into, because you guys know, if you're on my team, I am not tough love. But it's still just something that we have to realize, that it's not our main job to be fit and to show people that we're fit. We need to show up consistently. We need to focus on other things: confidence, energy, self-love, like caring for ourselves. The fact that working out and eating right creates a healthy body and longevity for life. Like, these are all things that I am actively working towards, on top of getting abs. Like, yes, I hope maybe one day I'll get my 4-pack back, but maybe that will never happen. But that's okay, because if I am able to live a long life and show other moms that, hey, I'm working out not just to look good, but to feel good and to be, the best mom that I can be. So, so that's basically it. Just kind of get over that, that being fit is what you have to be in order to be successful in this business, because that's not the truth. Like, check me out 18 months ago. I was successful and not fit. All right, Emmi, you are up next. Chris stopped by because Clara must be sleeping. Number 7.
All right, number 7 reason why your business is not growing is because you don't have enough time. You are too busy, you got too much on your plate, blah, blah. Sorry, guys. I love you all, okay? I love tough love too. But no, that is not why your business isn't successful. That is not why. I'm gonna shout out my girl Sarah again. She has a 12-hour day with her job, because she commutes 2 hours to work and then 2 hours home on a train. And so she wakes up before 5 a.m., 4:45 probably ish, or 4:30. She wakes up at 4:30 a.m. She works out super early. I'm personally really, like, she's super consistent, you guys, like every single day. She gets her workout in with her girls. Some of you on here I know, and I love you guys that you guys do it together. She gets ready for work. She has a 2-hour train ride to work. She works all day, which, by the way, there are so many people at her, sorry, Sarah, I'm just blowing you up right now. But there's so many people at her job right now who are out on maternity leave. So she has a ton extra on her plate, because like 3 or more people are out on maternity leave. And so it's her and another person who are like trying to manage all this stuff. Plus she got a promotion. Plus, like, she has a dog and a husband and a life. And and she commutes 2 hours back home. And then I don't know, like, you have more time than you think you do. And what I mean by that is, it's so important to be effective with the free time that you do have. One exercise that actually you guys would probably really benefit from doing is a kind of like a time log. So the next like normal day, maybe do this tomorrow. The next normal day, I want you to bring like a journal with you throughout your day and write down, or maybe the next day off or something, write down what you do every like half an hour, or, you know, get something and type it out for yourself, because I think that it's so easy for us to feel like, oh my gosh, like I have no time, I'm so busy, like I didn't have time. And then you realize, oh wait, like I spent 3 hours watching Netflix, and I just spent an hour scrolling Instagram, and I don't know, I was like in the car for a blank amount of time, and oh yeah, I like was folding laundry, and then I like got distracted doing this. And I don't know, we have more time than we feel like we do, because we just aren't focused with our time. And so think about the tiny little power pockets of time that you probably have in your life that you could devote to your business, even if it's like 20 minutes or 5 minutes. I talk about this all the time, I feel like, but when I was working, I would literally like go to the bathroom with my phone a lot. And people probably thought I had bowel problems, but I don't care. And I was like in there for a super long time sometimes, because I'm like, oh man, this person's going to sign up and I want to like send them a link. And we didn't have share card at the time, so whatever. But like, or like, I remember when I was pushing for Diamond, I swear I was like, my boss is going to like fire me because I haven't been at my desk. But it was worth it. And I'm not saying like be bad employees. Please don't hear that. But you have more time than you probably feel like you do. And I mean, I got to shout out mamas again. Like Nicolle Arkell is basically single mom in it most of the time, because her husband works freaking all the time and he works super hard, but like it's basically just her. And she has an almost 1-year-old, and she's like freaking crushing her business. She hits like super high Success Club numbers, and she's doing amazing, but she's like a mom of a little baby and she's crushing her business. And there's coaches that have like a ton on their plate that are super successful. So next time you catch yourself saying like, I'm too busy, I have too much on my plate, I don't have time, challenge your thinking and challenge yourself, and instead ask yourself, okay, I do have time, but maybe I can use it better. Maybe I can be a little more effective with it. And so when you do sit down to do coaching work and you work your business, instead of scrolling social media for 20 minutes and then doing invites for 2 minutes, you need to put your phone on airplane mode or put it on silent and do invites for the entire 20 minutes. And get rid of all distractions and just focus on those income producing activities that are going to grow your business, even if you're busy, because you can totally be successful as a coach if you are busy. So I'm going to pass it off to Nicolle for the last reason.
Love that. Love what Emmi said about doing like logging what you're doing every single like half hour or whatever. But I also wanted to mention what Erin told me about on Friday. We went to the coffee shop and she's actually using her watch, her Fitbit, to time how long she's doing something. So she'll put a timer, a 5-minute timer on her watch, and then she'll do invites. And so doing that would also help. So it's kind of backwards to what Emmi said, but I don't know why I almost called you Amy. Emmi said to, be like, I will be doing invites for 5, 10, 15 minutes instead of like, can't get distracted, like putting it on your timer. So love that. Yeah, Erin is obsessed. I was like, that is a genius idea. So that's why I had to share it. All right, the last and final reason why your business is not being successful, why you're not succeeding, is because you're not a salesperson. Me neither, guys. Thank the Lord that I'm not a salesperson, because that would not be fun at all. This is so similar. This topic is so similar to what I said last time. It is our job to share. It is our job to share with people what is working for us. So when someone comes to you with a problem, we are not just selling them a challenge pack and saying, here you go. That's where it starts. That's not where it ends. So if someone were to come to me about really wanting to work out, but they don't have time, well, guess what? We have a 20-minute program that they can do 6 days a week, and it's super effective, and you can get incredible results. Or they can't eat properly, or they're trying to diet and count calories, and I'm just like, what? Like, no, that's not how you do it. Like, let's set you up with 2B mindset. Like, I'm sharing with people, and that's what I share on my stories and in my posts, is about things that are working for me. Obviously, I did not do 6 weeks of the work because I was not ready to help someone that was that intense and ready to like push themselves because I was not there physically. I honestly had someone that wanted to sign up with that and they decided to go with someone else because I wasn't doing that program, which is completely fine because I would have not have been able to like help her. She was just the same amount of postpartum as me. And I'm like, if that's what your thing is, girl, like go for it, but I can't help you. And so think of it as sharing and not selling. And that's how we are going to get those people that we want on our team that are going to create the community that I talked about at the beginning of this whole thing. The things that Emmi and I want for you in our hearts, like deep down, is for you guys to have the feeling that we have today with the community that you've created yourself. And that is how you're going to find your people, not by selling challenge packs, not by just making money off of people, by connecting with them and sharing with them how things work for you. Jenna, like she's all the way over in Arizona, and I met her because we were the same amount postpartum when I hosted my mom's on a mission boot camp. Like she needed the same help that I was needing, and she was like, I would love the support, like let's do this together. Now this month, she signed up as a coach for last month, I think. Last month, yeah. And so now here we are. Like that's what like this community has led us to. We started out by just working out together, and now she's a coach on our team, and she just hit Emerald on Thursday. So that is what you have to do. Like sharing, not selling, sharing. So those are the 8 reasons. Hopefully this wasn't too tough love for my girls that don't love tough love like I do. I don't know about Emmi, but if you guys have any questions, good. I'm glad you loved it, Leah.
My coaches don't love tough love either, but but that's what you got when you signed up with me. No, I'm just bad at the words of affirmation. I got to work on that. But yeah. I love you guys. Yeah. Any questions, guys, about anything?
It can be about this. It can be about anything else. Yes, Chelsea, keto. My mother-in-law literally called me the other day. She's like, so have you heard about this keto thing? And I was like, no, we're not doing keto.
One of my girls shared her results in my team page, and she's literally lost like 60 pounds in one round of MM 100. And everybody's like, oh my God, what are you doing? She goes, well, I intermittent fast. Like I only eat for like 8 or 6 hours of the day and blah, blah, blah. So she has like my whole team wanting to intermittent fast now.
Yeah, you want to know what intermittent fasting is? It's called sleeping.
Yeah, that's what I try. I'm like, yeah, that's funny. I do this too because it's called fast, like break fast, you guys. And they're like, I don't know, look at her results. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Is it Lauren?
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
I mean, she looks like she's killing it, but she's also like starving herself, guys.
Any questions or thoughts that you guys want to add like to this? You guys can totally like unmute and just speak your truth.
Is anyone else having a really tough month so far? I feel like it's really super slow for me, and it's like I'm trying so hard not to let it get me down and to keep pushing through and keep doing the non-negotiables, but I feel like it's like super defeating sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Nicolle should give you some words of affirmation right now, but yes, I mean, we have been there for sure. Like, I think December. I mean, I feel like I had like a 6-month like lull, and I totally felt that. And it is hard. Like it's so hard to not let it affect you. But just remember, like all of the no's just mean you are one step closer to your next yes. And it is hard when like you see the calendar hit the 15th and you're at SC0. I've been there, like totally. But I've also had Success Club, like literally probably at 11 p.m. on the last day of the month, multiple times. And so don't give up because there's so much time left in the month, and keep doing what you're doing because it's working for you. And so just know, like, you just haven't found your people yet. So I don't know, Nicolle, if you want to add anything to that.
Yeah, so I just hit SC8 this week, and like usually I hit SC by like the 10th, and so I was freaking out. But I think one thing that I've changed just this month is I was a part of Legendary Leaders. Were you part of that, Sarah? I think Allie was for sure. So Jen Guthrie, she's an elite coach. She was talking about like invites, and she was getting very specific. And what she said for follow-ups is to get really personal. And so that's what I've been doing, especially the people that keep following my stories, keep liking my transformation posts, still follow me, and they don't respond. And it's like, that's really frustrating. Like, quit following me, quit liking my stuff if you're not going to respond at all. And so 2 messages that I've been sending that I've actually, so I probably sent out 15 messages and I got like 3 back, which is like a good number, I feel like, for people that like ghosted me for like 5 messages. So the one, I was like, sorry if I'm being annoying, and like did the little like monkey face, like, sorry if I'm being annoying, but I just see that you continue to like my stories and watch, or like my posts and like my stories. I just am really passionate about sharing this opportunity, and I would love for you to get started. And I had 3 people message me back. Also, the people that ghosted me, like after having a good conversation, is just kind of calling them out on it. I thought we were having a good conversation and I didn't hear back from you. I don't want you to think that you can't talk to me about some of your hesitations. So just like being very personal and like kind of upfront. And then I actually had 3. The last thing is, sorry if I came across the wrong way. Didn't want to miss the other Nicolles of the world that have been watching my stories. So just kind of like changing up my follow-ups have kind of like created the momentum this week for me. So maybe that would help a little bit with you going back to those people that are like, yeah, I'm in, and then kind of be like, So that's what I got for you. But you're great. Keep going. You're going to hit it. Like, there's no doubt in my mind.
I was just going to share, I just hit SC today. And this girl that just signed up today, we have been talking since November, and she's one of those people that you send a share cart to and then they ghost you, and then it drives you nuts because you're like, ugh. But I followed up with her, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12 times in between November and now. The last message I sent her was January 29th. I replied to her story because I was like, maybe if I reply to her story, she'll say something. Nope. Then she messages me yesterday, hi. And then she's like ready to go. She signed up today. And she also, I don't know if you guys do this, but I think I have it posted on our team page. I can share it with you, Nicolle, if you don't have it. But if you don't send out like the message with options for to add other products to, like, when people do sign up with you, it's kind of like you go through like, would you like Energize? Would you like Hydrate? Would you like a 3-day refresh? So she signed up with like almost a $300 order because I offered them to her. So anyways, long story short, it does, like, follow-ups are annoying and you're like, oh, I followed up so many times, I'm probably annoying them. But I feel like 99% of the people that sign up with us are follow-ups. And so just continue to follow up with the people that you talked to last month and the month before. And like Nicolle said, like, your wording with follow-ups is good too. Like, I think at one point this week, I was so pissed that some people, I was like, girl, quit ghosting me, because you can see that they've seen your message, right? And so a couple of them were like, oh, sorry, blah, 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 blah. So I don't know. I mean, use your discretion and, like, depending on the relationship and your conversation, but yeah, so, but you can totally do it. I believe in all of you. Anything else, guys? Oh, do you have the best luck to follow up and send an email with options, or just send it on Insta message? Nicolle, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, so I have the conversation on Instagram literally like one in a blue moon. Do I actually have conversations on email? But I send all of my information on email. So I'll have a conversation, ask them what they're interested in. I'll even sometimes get, if they know what they want, sometimes I'll ask, like, if they know what flavor of Shakeology or whatever, and then just send a share cart there. But I send a share cart like to Instagram, and to email. So, but if they're like wanting to know about options, so like say they like my poll or like my post or something like that and they drop their email, then email for sure. But I always follow up on Instagram because my people aren't email people. So,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I send, I'm trying to think. I have like, I use the quick reply on Instagram. So I have like my, like description of what a boot camp is and what I offer, and also like the breakdown of pricing options for them. So I send those two things in Instagram. And then once they tell me like which option they want to go with, then I do the same thing as Nicolle. I send them a share card, or I send them the email with all the like options for things in addition to BOD and Shakeology. And you guys, this is random, but make sure you're talking about the pumpkin spice Shakeology free box that's $80. Like it's a $80 value that they're getting for free. And some of you probably still have $10 off promo codes too. So remember those, but yeah. Good question, Allie. Oh, Chelsea said, I feel like I'm not getting as much interaction on my page lately, like only 15-ish likes. Does that reflect with anyone else? Yes. Sarah was saying that the other day. She's like, I don't know what's going on. Instagram's just funky right now. Like I mean, Nicolle, you might have better insight, but I think the algorithm's changing. I think one thing I think I've noticed or learned is that with the algorithm, like the people that interact with your page the most are the ones that are going to see your posts in their feed. And the people that don't, like, you'll never see their posts. I feel like the same thing happens with me. Like I have followers, I never see any of their pictures because like Instagram knows the ones that I always watch, or like they always bring up Kate Schulte's posts because like I always watch her stories and I like her posts. And so, and that's hard because you can't really control that. But what I would say is like stories right now are really hot. Like stories, I feel like people watch stories way more than they scroll their feed now. And so just try and take advantage of your stories. Like get on there and talk about Beachbody stuff more often. Don't be afraid to talk about your boot camps. Yeah.
So with my posts on Instagram, like the ones that get the most likes are the ones that aren't fitness related. And so I've been doing just a lot more posts. If they are fitness related, I have a little twist. So I have Claro in there to like get people, to catch their eye, or I do a transformation post. So those are my fitness posts. But all my like call to actions for actual boot camps have been focused on my stories because that's where a lot of people have more followers. So like for me, I have almost 1,700 people that follow my stories, but only 100 people like my stuff. Like even when it's like a big one, even when it's like a Clara photo, And so doing more call to actions in your stories, and kind of, if you're going to do like fitnessy posts, do them with like a little bit of a twist, like with your significant other, or like Chelsea with like your crazy crimpy hair like that. Like I still think about that. Like seriously, like when you did your whole jump with the TikTok thing, and I just think about your hair, and like I looked for my crimper the other day and I must have thrown it out. Like that stuff is what you want to like share on your actual feed, because that's what's gonna attract people to your feed. But you want to do the call to actions and all like the pretty graphics that we all do on your stories. You want to focus on those for your call to actions. So
yeah, and I like asking the question, why do you follow me? Or like, what made you want to follow me? Because a lot of times it doesn't necessarily have to do with health and fitness. Like a lot of people are just obsessed with Griffin. So for some reason I like got away from posting pictures of him. I don't know why, but I'm still obsessed. But people just want to see more of Griffin, or like people want to see stuff that has nothing to do with fitness, which is okay. Like you are a different person. You're not a different person. You are a person outside of Beachbody, so don't be afraid to share like pictures of you and your hubby, or pictures of you and your fur baby, or your actual baby, or a picture of you at your job. Mix it up a little bit.
I feel like it's kind of becoming backwards. Like before, when we were doing Instagram stories. That's where like more of our behind the scenes life would happen. And then like our posts were actually like call to actions, but I think it's like backwards now because posts are like, hey, that's your life. And then stories is still your life, but also like fitness related too.
Yeah, it's so true. And then another tool I like to use is insights. So you guys should be able to get to insights. If you don't know how, let me know and I can explain it. But looking at your insights on Instagram, what I do sometimes is like, I will look at, okay, in the last 6 months, which post got the most likes or the biggest reach? And honestly, sometimes I repost things because you probably have new followers now. Most of your followers probably didn't see that post. But looking at the things that got the most reach and then being like, oh, okay, so my followers like this. Like for me, it's like they like transformation photos. They actually really like when I post kind of like controversial things. Like one of my most liked posts was the first line was like, but is it a pyramid scheme? I don't know. Yeah. So just like look at your insights and figure out like, okay, what posts do my people like the most? And you can watch your stories too. Like I really am carefully watching how many people are watching my stories. So if 1 week your people watching your stories goes way down, then okay, maybe don't do that again. But if you have a ton of people, like when I had the eye thing happening to me, when I had got lash extensions, if you didn't know, I literally had like the worst allergic reaction ever. My eyes blew up and went to urgent care, long story short. But I had so many people watching my stories. So I don't know, like maybe I need to share more of random bad things that happened to me. But just like kind of, you can evaluate yourself and evaluate what you're doing and go from there.
People are all about the bad things. So, but use your guys' like judgment and like how much to share, because obviously when Clara was in the NICU, like I probably had 3,000 people following me, which is understandable. But just when Clara went to the hospital the other day, it went up to like 2,500. But I didn't share like all of that because that was personal and I didn't want to get into it that much. So like I want to agree with what Emmy's saying, but at the same time, like use your discretion. Like I don't want you to be like, hey, this really shitty thing is happening to me. Like might as well share it on Instagram. Like, no, don't do that if you don't feel like that's how you want to like portray yourself or whatever. So
yeah. Don't hear that I'm telling you to post bad things. The point of that was like if you have a ton of people watching your stories one day, then think about, oh, what did I share that day? And then like share it again. Definitely don't post like, because I feel like negativity, no one likes that. So don't be posting like, oh, this is my crappy day and here's why. But if something did really well or something like performed well, then try it again. Sorry, I don't know if that was confusing. But.
Anyone have any other questions? Chelsea's like, get me to bed. Can we do a boomerang before we go? Where's Nicolle? Nicolle Reynolds.
Nicole Reynolds, get your B-hand back. I can call her. You want me to?
I'm gonna give her 5 seconds.
Oh, all right.
5, 4. Are we gonna wave or are we just gonna?
Go ahead. It's fine.
2, 1, go! Oh, so cute. All right, I'll save it and then, because I'm probably not gonna be able to tag everyone. So.
Because there's so many of you on here. Holla! We love it. All right, y'all. Sorry, what'd you say, Nicole?
I was just gonna say, all right, ladies.
Oh. Same. All right. Well, we love you guys. Hopefully this was helpful. Yeah. I hope everyone has a good night. Thanks for hanging.